What's up, guys? Just wanted to get into a message that I was feeling, that I was vibing with, in general, as far as just like a download. There's something in your life that you don't trust, and it is manifested in the form of something minuscule, something detail oriented. I'll give you a personal example. So, for one of the psychic lines that I read for, Psychic Oz, their format website on my end for the reader is to set a schedule, and the way that their schedule format on the web page is laid out, it's very like you don't kind of trust it. Just however the timeline is, it's like a drop bar, and you set a specific time. That is the window of you being logged on, essentially. And so there's just like this, all the logic is there, everything's lined up, but there's just kind of like programming within me. I'm noticing that still doesn't trust it, doesn't trust that I'm like quite logged on or something. This is that kind of every bit of you that defies logic and reason. And so that matched and in tandem with the fact that, I personally have been practicing more mantras lately. They say that the rule of 18 is that if you repeat something to yourself like 18 times, then like it triggers some sort of like, something grabs it, hold of it within the mind and remembers it. So I've been practicing a lot of like mantra work as far as like affirmations more so. Mantras I kind of relate a little bit differently, but the affirmation is much more of like kind of repeating things like I'm abundant, I'm abundant, I'm abundant, I'm abundant, things of that nature. In any event, the Queen of Swords wanted to pop out here in the neutral position, not for nothing, but just wanted to note the fact that when like you could utilize this as an opportunity, because what it is a reflection of is kind of like a blind spot or like a wormhole or like a black hole within your own consciousness, or something that despite all of the results or all of the kind of feedback loop evidence still doesn't want to trust. And so one of my mantras that I've kind of been like feeding into this like leaky vessel or wormhole or black hole or something that doesn't seem satiated would be a mantra of like trust, trust, trust. And then obviously that can be like specifically tailored to your situation. I feel as though the next step would be more of like a calm and comfortable flowing energy of like let go and like understanding that things are being taken care of behind the scenes. And I just feel like it's very relevant because we as people have such kind of personal intimate lives, personal intimate quirks, and they almost kind of become something that's just accepted by us. And I find that when you really kind of like take a second and see what's in front of you, then you could really work on that and kind of like reprogram the infrastructure so that it's in your benefit, and you train yourself and you condition yourself, and so you're better for it. You're filling in the gaps essentially of the almost kind of faulty programming that is just kind of there at base value. So very interesting thought that I just wanted to share with you. Just start to kind of self-observe and see where you don't trust things, or where you find yourself like double and triple checking things, and just kind of, I think an interesting practice would be to kind of tell yourself to like trust and let go and go with the flow and trust the program, ironically enough, paradoxically enough. Another example that I noticed was a lot of like energies of like right under your nose or right before your eyes. Like for instance, there was this person on TikTok that I follow. He does a lot of like crypto and stock trading posts, and one of his posts was the fact that like crypto.com is trading at like 55 cents a share and has 10 million users, big contracts with the UFC, with Visa. The Staples Center just got renamed Crypto.com, and it's only at 55 cents a share, and there's 10 million active kind of share owners. Whereas Binance has like 28 million, and their shares are like 5.25 a share or something like that. So he was kind of revealing just all of that value that was like right under your nose. And sometimes in the midst of us, running, call it our program for a universal way of putting it, or being us, or having a lot of irons in the fire, having a lot of like, pots boiling at once, we tend to kind of miss what's right under our noses. So just another message that I wanted to share with you to, start to kind of try to keep your awareness open to what's kind of directly in front of you and right under your noses, because you might be kind of unconsciously not seeing value there. So yeah, while I was speaking, all these cards wanted to come out. The Sun card is jumping out. This is always a lovely card here. This is 5th house, Leo, fun, play, more of that going with the flow, calm, relaxing energy that I spoke to earlier. The Lovers card is out here. This could be time away from a twin flame soulmate. 6 of Pentacles is in the reverse, feeling like you're not getting reciprocated for the product that you're putting out. 4 Swords in the reverse, needing to take time, needing to dilate time. Needing to understand and again trust, go with the flow, the ebb and the flow, the high tide, low tide of when things are going to come back around. Keeping your hopes high and your faith strong, essentially. Queen of Swords in the neutral position is going to be a lot of like, you're going to react to the performance results. You're going to react to what you're kind of getting, but again, you want to make sure that you're dilating that reaction time to what best kind of serves your vision and your long goal purpose, your long-term purpose. You wouldn't put, like a Hot Pocket in the microwave and be pissy after 20 seconds. Like, no, it takes however many minutes to use the worst analogy ever, or example ever. But, so something like that, like you really do need to dilate time to where it kind of serves you. In the immediacy, a lot of emphasis on this kind of like 5th house Leo, relax, kind of inner knowing. This was read as earlier with the daily snipes, like it's gonna come. I think that, a lot of what we're experiencing, I don't know if it's generationally, but it's kind of like tectonic plates are butting up against each other, because, the larger world and scope of things moves still at its same pace, whereas everybody who's maybe my generation and even older for that matter, or younger, we're being conditioned to have our attention spans and our interest spans shortened to that of like 30-second clips and minute-long clips on like TikTok or Instagram Reels or things like that. So, a lot of this leaving as a result is like an extra awareness of time, I believe. And I think that that's going to play a huge role in everybody's kind of the collective creative consciousness, because there are going to be those that kind of swimmingly adapt and find that they're adept to this kind of abundance of time in a spiritual sense, and then there's going to be others that are kind of maybe even freaking out as the flames are stoked by the media with like another strain of whatever. And so yeah, and again, to give the devil its due, another TikTok video that I saw was in reference to the etymology of time, which in ancient Greek is chronos, which can also be interpreted as Saturn, which is also, I guess, a substitute for or synonym for Satan, which again biblically kind of what's the word? It's a loaded word there, but and so the guy's point was saying basically when you dwell in time, you're basically dwelling with Saturn or Chronos. And in other kind of spiritual practices that I've kind of partook in, another analogy for pure presence was being within the Garden of Eden. So it's almost as if at any moment and minute that we have the kind of decision to dwell in or with Chronos, Saturn, Satan, or within the Garden of Eden, which is like this kind of ignorance is bliss type vibe. So not for nothing, some food for thought. I'm not super like biblical or Bible thumpy or anything like that, but I'm definitely more on the spiritual side. But I just thought that it was an interesting kind of like two ends of the snake's tail or the snake's head meeting each other. What else? Okay, well, we got the 3 cups in the neutral position now. Again, I'm getting the same vibes with the Queen of Swords in the neutral position, almost as if you're stepping into the club, you're stepping into the party, but you're wondering if it's a good time. And it kind of takes a minute to find out, like, I'm either doing really well or, very interesting. And the High Priestess does kind of speak to this wait and see energy. This subjective energy, again, not to get too pulled into the man-made confines and constraints of expectation and time, but more so just, practicing your presence here. She's harmony between strength and wisdom. So flow, your best karate is yet to be done, so to speak, as Mr. Miyagi would say to Daniel-san. So yeah, super cool. Anything else, Spirit, that you want me to say to these folks? Anything else? Yeah, so an emphasis on like dilating time, almost to the point of like losing track of it. Trusting. Anything else, Spirit? Anything else? Yeah, a lot of neutral position cards here. Okay. Again, just remember perception is reality. Got the 4 of Pentacles, Knight of Swords in the neutral position here. Just remember perception is reality. Hence, again, why I was just referencing the fact that you do have this time and space potentially at your disposal, especially with the holidays, to get into mantra work, feedback loop, understanding that your perception is key. And sometimes when you walk into the club, to extend that metaphor, like you really gotta like make it a good time. It's gonna be what you make of it. So a lot like life as a whole. So just something to kind of ruminate on. I'm finding that there's still things that have yet to be written, as I told Leo with his daily snipe or her daily snipe. Queen of Cups in the upright is showing as an emotional leader. And then the 3 of Pentacles in the upright is just kind of quality craftsmanship. I think that is coming down the pipeline in some way, shape, or form. So, very interesting. I'm going to leave it there, guys. As always, feel free to reach out for a one-on-one reading, like, share, follow, comment. It helps the algorithm. Share with friends, family, peers, people that you think might be interested in the content or reading. Follow Run and Gun Tarot on TikTok and Instagram. Check out the Patreon for the exclusive part 2 videos for the Money and Love reading. November and December are already up. I know we're already in December, but November may still resonate. And that's what I have for you guys. Love and light to you. Holla at ya. Bye. Peace.